Greetings of the day. Hope you all are having a great time. Let's get started with our new session. My name is Ms. Prachivani, and today we are going to talk about Introduction to Services Marketing. So in this video, we will understand a little bit about marketing. Then we will get introduced to services marketing, then product and service. And at the end, we will understand the difference in between goods and the services. So let's understand what marketing is. Marketing is a social and managerial process by which individuals and groups obtain what they need and want through creating and exchanging products and value with others. So this is a broader definition of marketing. So we are essentially talking about a process by which you go ahead and buy something that you need or which is your want. So when we talk about marketing, we essentially talk about three key factors. The first one is philosophy. Here, marketing is a business philosophy and it is not merely a function. Philosophy is the way a company thinks or structures the business and mind. So there has to be a philosophy when you are talking about marketing a particular product. The second key factor we are talking about is process. Here, the management process through which goods and services move from concept to customer. So this is an entire journey wherein your good or a product that you have produced needs to reach to the customer. The third key factor is customers itself. It is a way of doing business that is focused on the customer. This leads to customer satisfaction, creating value and long-term support. At the end of the day, after thinking about philosophy and the process, if your customers are not happy, you're not going to be in the market for long. So the marketing focuses on the customers. Now, marketing essentially involves consumers. So you have to identify the needs of consumers. Then you will develop a good or a product for them. Indeed, for that good, you will have to develop a suitable price. The product that you have manufactured needs to be distributed through a right channel with the help of effective promotion. And when you are designing a product, or for that matter, entire process, you have to make sure that the design of the entire product or a service is attractive so it appeals to the consumers. Now let's understand 7 P's of marketing. To the left side of my screen, we talk about traditional P's. The first one is product, then we have is price, then we have a place and a promotion. So here, let's talk about a pen that we use in our daily life. So a pen becomes a product. A pen is getting sold at 10 rupees. So 10 rupees becomes a price. A pen is getting sold, let's say in Big Bazaar or a DMart, that becomes a place. And let's say in the month of June, I got a bundle of 10 pens at a discounted price. So a discounted price is my promotion. So these are my traditional P's which are related to product. Now let's talk about extended P's. These are related to the service. So the first one is process, second one is people, and the third one is physical evidence. Now when I talk about extended P's of services, they are indirectly related to product. But these all 7 P's are extremely essential when you are doing marketing. So here when I talk about, let's say, a process, this is the entire process when a customer goes through when he's buying a product or a service. So when I'm going to a, let's say, a DMart, I stand in a queue for a longer time or a shorter time. The way I move ahead towards buying a pen, that becomes a process. Now, people, when I interact with people who are buying or selling the product, are my people. And physical evidences, when I look at the entire shop or the way a particular rack is structured, my convenience, or the promotional material that is hanged everywhere, that becomes a physical evidence. So now let's focus on services or services marketing. So what is services sector in India saying? The services sector is very dominant in India's economic growth, but it has also attracted foreign investment and has provided large scale employment. Now, India's service sector covers a wide variety of activities like trade, hotels, restaurants, transport, storage, communication, financing, insurance, real estate, business service, community, social and personal services, and services which are associated with construction. Now, according to a report which was published on iber.org, in the year 2018, it said that 31.45% of India's employed population is working in the services sector. So we are talking about one of the very dominant and important sector of India's economy. Now, India's service sector is the largest sector to receive FDI, which is foreign direct investment, which was in US dollar 82 billion from the year April 2002 to March 2020. Now, this is said in the report, which is again published on the same website in the month of July 2020. Hence, we have to understand what services marketing is, because if we are talking about important sector as services, we have to market them well too. Now, services marketing is a specialized branch of marketing. So services marketing has emerged as a separate field of study in the early 1980s, following the recognition that the unique characteristics of services required different strategies compared with the marketing of physical goods. So there are characteristics of services which are a little different than the physical good that you produce. So we have to understand that little bit later, but please remember that services marketing is a specialized branch. This is something that marketers realize the more they started getting into selling their services. What are the services we are referring to? So services are activities which are provided by other people, such as doctors, lawn care workers, airline, rail, electrician, carpenter, after sales for electronics. You have customer service centers, you have dentists, barbers, waiters, or for that matter, a hospitality sector, hotels, restaurants, spas, teaching, which I'm doing right now, lawyer, and just about everything which talks about delivering more than goods. So, to sum up, let's understand the basic difference in between a product and a service. So, product, that means goods, are produced. And when I say services, they are performed. So as I said, a pen is a good or a product which is produced, and services are performed. So when you go to a coffee shop and you buy a coffee, you approach a waiter to take the order, and then he takes the order. So the way he's delivering the product to you is a part of service. Products are stored and sold, but process is a performance which is tied to the product. So when you are buying a coffee, if you like the coffee and if you do not like the service, you are going to talk about coffee and service together. So you might not visit that outlet again just because you did not like the service. So at that minute, your product is taking a backseat and service is more important. That is the importance of service we are talking about. Now, let's go in depth and understand the difference in between goods and services. They're pretty easy to understand. The first difference that I said was a product or good is a tangible thing that is offered for sale to satisfy a need. So as I said, a pen can be touched and can be felt. And a service is an activity that one party can offer to another that is essentially intangible, which I cannot touch. And it does not result in the ownership of anything. So you can't really own the service the way you own a product. So here the examples of products are food, clothing, toys, furniture, toothpaste. An example of services, you go for a haircut or medical checkup, a mail delivery that happens, a car repair, and teaching. Now, when I say product is tangible, as I said, it can be touched, seen, or smelled, which I cannot do in services. And when I say consumption, a product can be for immediate consumption or it can be used later. So a pen that I was buying, I can use it immediately or I can store it and use it little later, which I cannot do in services. So services are mostly for immediate consumption because they cannot be preserved. Now, for product, skills are not as important as services. Yes, when I'm manufacturing a pen, I do have to have a design, I do have to have a process in place. But when I'm talking about services, skills in providing services are very, very important as compared to when you are designing a product. And they are critical. Inseparability, we're going to learn this little later, but you cannot separate a service provider and a product. Now, because service is little critical for you to offer, it is expensive compared to product because service is something you'll have to give it again and again. And for product, comparatively not very expensive as even with volume. For example, food cost in banquets would be lower than compared to your fine dining restaurant in a hotel. Now, when we're saying another difference here, which is variability. So product is standardized. So a pen that you are buying has a standard design. So it's consistent. But in services, owing to human delivery element, it may vary. Hence, it is inconsistent and it is difficult to standardize. So when you're buying a pen from one person, he might look at you and smile. But the other day, if you go and you buy a same product, which is standard, from another salesperson, he might not be in a good mood and he might not give you good delivery. So it is little different when we are talking about service. And perishability. So a product can be stored and has a longer life, and hence revenue can be deferred but not lost. So I might not be able to sell 50 pens on a particular day, but I can very well keep them stored and sell it tomorrow. It doesn't have any kind of perishability attached to it. But for service, it has to be immediate and can't be preserved for future. Hope you watched the video carefully. Now there's a quiz link already given in the video description. Please go ahead and attempt the quiz. These are the references I've used. On that note, thank you and see you soon. In the meantime, you all take care of your health.